Hey guys, and welcome into today's video. My name is Jason and I wanted to get this video out to you guys because we have some really important information about what is happening right now in the stock market. We are seeing a massive growth correction right now, especially in the small to mid cap stocks. These stocks, guys, are being hit due to multiple reasons. We've got the Omicron variant, which is pushing up fears against Wall Street, and then people are shorting the market. We have again fear because of inflation, because we had news out this week that inflation rates were potentially going to hike next year at 2%. And again, we also have those valuations where people have been saying that valuations are too high. They're pushing things back down to earth where they have been. But like I said, if we look up on the screen right now, you guys can see that the small to mid-term cap stocks are now at significant historical lows. And we did have a crash in 2018, excluding that. If you look back over the last decades, there has only been a few times where in fact on the graph this has in fact touched down on these levels. So it's very clear, guys, that the market is seeing this right now as a potential crash in the market. These stocks are down significantly, and on top of all of this we have tax loss harvesting to start this month off, and into January we usually see a very euphoric month where stocks typically do like to trend back up into the green. So I'm here, guys, to give you some confidence in the market. What I have been doing, I have actually been buying into some of these stocks today, down despite the fact that the markets may seem down, risky and volatile of course, but I've used this as an opportunity in the market to average some of those prices down. One stock in particular that I have been loading up on, that I have been announcing multiple times in my Patreon over the last month, is Sofi Technologies. This stock has continued to deliver every single year. They are having fantastic user growth, they're having fantastic revenues, and if we do have that news on a bank charter, then we are going to eventually see this stock fly up. This is a long-term hold for me, guys. I plan to hold this stock for a very, very long time. I'm not concerned about these prices in the short term. If you are someone that is very worried right now, you're having a lot of anxiety, then perhaps it's best to just turn off your phone. Don't worry about what the markets are doing for a month and just sit back and relax. As Cathie Wood says, please go and check out the video above that I have linked. I did do a full breakdown because Cathie Wood is now expecting a quadrupling inside her ETFs due to this recent growth correction. So there is a ton of news, like I said, but we have so much to look forward to in the future. If you see this, guys, as a business opportunity for yourself, when can you actually invest money into the markets? It's better to invest money when, of course, the markets are coming down, because that is when you're going to get the best bang for your buck. Over the long term, you're going to get those stocks for cheaper prices, and then once a year or two turns around, or 5 or 10 years, however long you're planning to hold those stocks, when you want to sell out, that is when you're going to make that bang for your buck. You're going to make that profit, and you are going to have 100, 200, 300, 400% gain on those stocks that you are holding. So that is what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to give you some confidence. We're going to look through just a few of the plays right now inside the watch list. We're going to be talking about, obviously, like I said, why they are down, so we can see where we see some value on those technicals, where we are oversold, where we are at levels of support, some stocks that I have potentially been watching, stocks that are going to be good to hedge against that inflation fear as well, that are going to grow because they can move their revenue around as inflation goes up. They can move their prices up, and that way you won't have to worry. And this is why I have been buying Bitcoin. Like I said, over the last year, one of my first videos I did make was about Bitcoin. If you go all the way back to when I started my videos, then again you can watch those videos through. And that is why I have also been purchasing about 5 to 10% of my allocations are in crypto assets, because that way I'm fully diversified against the markets, and that way I'm hedging against any type of potential downtrend, like I said, due to inflation fears or anything else that happens. So like I said, my name is Jason. Make sure if you're not subscribed, you are going down there now, and also don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed. Turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any content like this. If you would like to support the channel in any way, then feel free to check out the link below to the private Patreon, where you can gain access to a fantastic and amazing community full of supportive investors, where we talk about our favorite stocks every single day. So guys, let's dive quickly into the charts and see what has been happening today in the market. So guys, on the watch list today, we are going to be talking about Sofi Technologies first to start, because this stock I have now started to add some shares up. We are at overstretched levels on the RSI, and if you go back to the beginning of 2021, there's only 2 other times in its history, at the start of last year, guys, and also around July, where we were actually at these levels of being overstretched onto the RSI. And right now I do see some significantly good valuation aspects to Sofi Technologies, especially if we are going to get some positive confirmation on a bank charter. I do see this, guys, this stock in the long term, especially going up over the next 2 or 3 years at $35 to $45 per share. And at these prices of $15, guys, this is far too good an opportunity to pass up and to not pass on this information to you. I know a lot about investing. I used to work for HSBC Bank, so I understand how banks actually offset some of their taxes and how, again, they use inflation to make money over time. So this is a stock, guys, that will start to deliver with inflation over the coming 5 years if we are to have any raises. Again, it's going to hit them in the short term. Of course, in the next 6 months, they might be hit, but I do expect that price to stabilize. And again, once we do have that news on a bank charter, we are going to have this stock fly up, especially back to those all-time highs. So this is a stock to throw onto your radar because technically we are sitting around a very, very strong support over the last year. And again, we have come back down to the RSI on the 30 range. So that is a stock, guys, to throw on. Unity Software, guys, is another stock to throw onto your radar. I am waiting for this stock to come back down to around $120 per share. If we do break below that 100-day moving average and we do come back down to the 30, which does have just a tiny bit more to come down, as you can see on the RSI here, if it does fill in this tiny little gap, then again, this is a stock I'm going to start to be more interested in for the long-term hold, because the potential of Unity Software as they work with the new information that they have gathered for the metaverse, this is going to be a very, very long-term profitable business, and I would like to be holding this one back up in my top spot in my portfolio. So this is another stock, guys, to watch, especially if we do have any selling and this does come back down to the 200-day moving average around that $100 price range. Now, again, I haven't been through the entire news as to why NIO is selling off today, but I do think that this, again, is due to everything that I have been saying, and also due to the fact that DD, as you guys know, has been delisted in China. So there has been a lot of information there going on in the Chinese market, which has spread across a ton of fear, which has now made some of these Chinese stocks very, very volatile. But it's worth knowing, you guys know I've made a ton of videos before on XPEV. As you guys know, I'm not sure it's actually in my current watch list up there on the screen, but if we come onto the charts, we can see that this stock had a fantastic delivery for this last month, guys. They did some absolutely incredible numbers. Cathie Wood had actually pulled the plug and she actually started to buy into this stock, guys. Yesterday, she did add this into her robotics RQ ETF. So this is one to absolutely start to load up on potentially if we do have any further dips, especially coming down to that $35 price range, because over the long term, this goes to show me that they are now bullish on XPEV as a company moving into the autonomous level 5 aspects, where we are going to see self-driving cars, especially around China. So that is what I believe they are putting their money into this stock for, because for them to put money into a Chinese stock, guys, is extremely risky for their strategy. And again, it's going to push consumers away from their fund, typically because most of the people that start to invest in ARK Invest are actually US citizens. So if they are finding out that their funds are full of Chinese stocks, then there is going to be a lot of fear and people are not going to be buying in. So Cathie Wood must have extremely strong conviction at these prices. Again, this is even before the dip today, where we have actually come back down 7% on the day. So again, this is a stock to potentially start to add back into your watch list. The last stock that I'm going to be quickly talking about, guys, is Ttcf. Ttcf, a fantastic company that is growing revenues extremely well, 40 to 50% year over year. They are innovating, guys, across their sector. They have just had a new merger which is going to capitalize them 100 million, making new protein bars. So some very fantastic news, and yet this stock continues to sell off back down to its 52-week lows. So that is some stocks, guys, to throw onto your radar. Sofi, technologies, finance, and inflation. You have Unity Software, guys, a fantastic company involved in the metaverse, and how that is going to be a very dominant space over the next decade, worth trillions of dollars in market cap. We have Ttcf, guys, a vegan food space consumer company, which are growing and expanding and innovating in so many ways right now. And again, we have talked about XPEV and how they are potentially going to deliver the level 5 autonomous driving. So these are all stocks, guys, to add onto your watch list right now. 4 stocks that I am watching, 4 stocks that I am actually going to be adding to if we come back down to those prices, like I said, at $40, especially if we do have SoFi selling off even more. I will probably start to double up that position, especially if we do come back down to a place of $12. This is just far too good an opportunity, guys. I will be selling out some of my other stocks and I will be buying this stock up up to become probably one of the #1 spaces inside my portfolio. So guys, I hope you did enjoy that quick update and it gave you some confidence, some reassurance as to what I am doing on my investment portfolio and what a lot of other YouTubers have been talking about here on the space of YouTube. I see this as a long-term strategic opportunity, and like I said, if you get any time over the weekend, then please be sure to check out the link above to those videos that I said that are linked about Cathie Wood and how she's talking about how we are going to have good deflation coming into the economy over time because artificial intelligence costs are being cut by 68% per year. We have so much obviously of the growth sector which is pulling back right now, and she sees this as a quadrupling over time over her fundamental estimates based upon the research of the big ideas at ARK Invest. If you would like me to break down any more of her ETFs and some of those top stocks that I am also looking out for like we did today on the charts, then be sure to let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys back on my content soon for some more content on investing. Ciao guys, and I'll see you in my next video.